Good morning. Good morning to each of you. I am Dr. Corrine Johnson, and I would like to welcome each of you on this morning to Grace for Today 5-minute devotions. And on this morning, our subject is going to be Get Refueled God's Way. And our key scripture is going to be coming from Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 through 24. And I'm going to be reading it from the HCSB version of the Bible. And it says, because of the Lord's faithful love, we do not perish, for his mercies never end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say, the Lord is my portion. Therefore, I will put my hope in him. And so, what do you do on this morning when you are drained? Emotional exhaustion isn't foreign to people in the Bible. When we look at the life of Job, Elijah, Jeremiah, David, and even Jesus experienced it. When Jeremiah wrote the book of Lamentations, Jerusalem had been captured and the Israelites were in exile. Everything Jeremiah held sacred had been ruined. And so Jeremiah was emotionally exhausted. For an entire book of the Bible, Jeremiah released his frustrations and expressed his emotions to God. In the midst of his complaints, he focused on these aspects of God's character. He focused in on his steadfast love. He focused in on his unfailing mercy, his great faithfulness, and his kindness. And so Jeremiah chose hope over despair, and his hope was not disappointed. So when life overwhelms you, don't pretend that it's not happening, because denial is not going to do you any good. You got to be honest with yourself and you got to express your feelings to God. And you can do this without letting your problems become your main focus. And so instead, you got to fix your eyes on God by remembering who he is and what he's done for you. And so emotional exhaustion is similar to being really hungry. You need to eat something healthy, not the empty calories that come from junk food. So even though chocolate may sound good when you are starved, it's not going to give your body what it really needs. And so similarly, God made your emotions, and he's the only one who knows how to bring you restoration when you need it most. So you got to make your habit every morning to be renewed by God's mercies. God's faithfulness is the fuel that you need. So when you find yourself in a place to where you are drained, you are emotionally exhausted, you got to do like Jeremiah did. And you got to release your frustration, and you got to release all of that negative energy, those negative emotions. You got to release all of that stuff to God. And as you begin to release it to God, then God will begin to release his character to you. And we know that when we release stuff to God, he releases his steadfast love to us, his unfailing mercy, and his great faithfulness. And so on this morning, get refueled God's way. And so as God is refueling you every single morning with new mercies and new grace and new kindness and new faithfulness, keep your eyes focused in on God and make sure that your problems do not become your main focus, but keep your eyes fixed on the faithfulness and the goodness of God. And so on this morning, thank you all so much for tuning in and joining with me for Grace for Today 5-minute devotions. God bless you. Go forth on today and have a great day.